This wall right next to us here divides basically the wet side from the dry side. We're just coming out of the dry side, crossing over to the wet side, so there's usually a little bit more vegetation here. All the way down, there's a pair of fingers on the ridge known as Makana Ridge. That's more famously known, of course, as Bali High from South Pacific. The valley just to your right there, Kevin, is where people spend the night, called Hanakoa. They come around the corner on the cliffs here in the trail and then go back up in the valley there and spend the night. There's actually a restroom in the trees in there. You get up in the morning, use the restroom, and head on the rest of your way. Or hike out. It's kind of a stopover. Can you see the cave down here? Jessica has a little waterfall in front of it on the shoreline. In the summertime, this is all flat, the water, and you can actually go inside the cave and you'll come out in the cave on the left. They're connected. Go in one, come out the other. Now, if you park your car at a beach in front of us, that's the end of the road on the north side. It's only an hour hike to this beach area. In the wintertime now, there's really not too much sand. Even there's none sometimes. There's a little right now. And then 2 hours back up where the river goes in that valley, there's a waterfall back there you can swim at. As we do a climbing left turn here, you'll be able to see the waterfall. But this is where you'll be in the ship at 5:15 right here. Sailing behind us. This is the north side of Kauai.
Mom and Dad are really missing out on this.
What was that?
Mum and Dad were going to do this, but then they chickened out, and so I'm just saying that they're really missing out on a great tour.
Yeah, you really can see so much of Kauai that's not accessible. Maybe that means that you just have to come back again. Right?
Exactly.
You guys can do a helicopter trip on Maui or the Big Island. They can do it over here when you come next time. Or you can do it again with us. If you do decide to fly again in the future, tell me, if you don't want to do the exact same route, tell me you flew again, and I'll take you different places on the interior of the island and other places. Can you see the waterfall I was talking about? It's about 3 hours to get back up in there. Now we have hammerhead and tiger sharks in Hawaii primarily. Those are a gray color in the deep water. But when you come up into the shallow water, they actually turn beige. Look at the rainbow over here. They'll even turn brown. But once they go back to the deep water, they turn gray again. Well, I go to the beach with my wife. She's from Hawaii, and she says great white. And I've heard about great white sharks in Hawaii, and I've never seen one, though. I want to see one. I'm looking around. I don't see anything. I look to see where she's looking, and she's pointing at me. Sharks tan. I don't. But I use that story to tell you about one of the most famous shark attacks in Hawaii history. Right out here in front of us is a reef called Tunnels Reef. You can see it out here. Where the waves are breaking on our side is where she was surfing when she was 13 years old. She bumped into a tiger shark. It took her entire left arm from the shoulder down. Anybody losing a limb to a shark is a traumatic experience. But it took her 20 minutes to get back to shore with the loss of her arm, and the news and the media approached her about it, and she did something amazing. She looks him in the eye and she says, whatever, life goes on, big deal. Wow. But then she maintained that mentality and went on to become the women's surfing champion with one arm. So they made the movie Soul Surfer about her. Can you see where this happened, Catherine, Kevin? This reef looks like the continent of Australia. On the right side would be Sydney, on the left side Perth, and Tasmania is missing. So about where Sydney would be is where that happened. The homes along the shoreline here is called Hawaiian. We call it Little Hollywood. This is where Pierce Brosnan and Bette Midler have homes. And you see the red roof house that looks like an X. Behind it there's a red tennis court. Come towards us, there's a blue house, heart-shaped with a little blue pool on the roof. That's Pierce Brosnan's house. He's actually selling it right now for $14 million if you want to pick up a Hawaii souvenir. Did you guys have a chance, Tom, to go out yesterday and drive up around the island or something? What did you guys do yesterday?
We went to the canyon and then went partway up the coast as well on the drier side, or the wetter side.
Up towards Polihale. And then here would be the north side. Had you continued up into this area, it would take you to the Kilauea Lighthouse and then Hanalei Bay.
This was the beach I wanted to go to.
Then you can see Lumahai is where Mitzi Gaynor washed that man right out of her hair in South Pacific. About 2 years ago we had flooding, 4 feet of rain in one day, right in here. So you can see the landslide areas here on the right. This closed the road for 14 months. It's now finally open again, of course. Over on the right is the Wainiha Valley. We have Lumahai in front and Hanalei over to the left. All 3 valleys go to the center of the island. I'm going to take Hanalei on the left though, because that's where they filmed Jurassic World using your helicopter today. So I'm going to fly in a way that if you watch the film you'll see your flight again. But you can see this is the wet side. We get about 37 feet of rain here on Kauai, and this is where the majority of the rainfall occurs. Down on the left is Hanalei down low, and then up is Princeville. They have a pier out there. If you go out there, you can have, there's picnic tables on the end. People like to jump off the pier into the ocean. But if you notice by the pier, the waves are actually relatively small, maybe a foot tall. As you come around, they get 2, 3, 5 foot, and 20 foot out on the left side. So you can kind of pick the size wave you want to swim and surf in. Now think about what you were doing 1 month ago and look what you're doing today. Flying along the face of this 4,400 foot tall mountain in the middle of the Pacific Ocean in a $3 million helicopter with people you love. Oh, and I'm there. I just thought I'd throw it out there. But isn't it kind of cool what you're doing?